including Canelo, as much as I hate him. And I really don't know where Canelo goes, seriously.
I don't expect anything less than that with that kind of person. He's an
Sometimes styles make fights. Sometimes fighters get a little tentative. They get a little, gun shy. So you never know until that bell rings.
Canelo Alvarez's most intense battle may not have taken place in the ring, but rather against Oscar De La Hoya, the man who helped launch his career.
Canelo. Jesus, Lord. Come on. You're getting paid all this money to fight against a runner who we all knew was gonna run, Cuban style. You chose him, and now you say you hate fighting runners? Well then, don't fight runners. We all know who we want to see you win against. It's Benavidez. Go up against Benavidez. Fight Benavidez, he won't run. What's wrong with that? It's a good fight. But it's sad. It really is.
Once an invincible team that dominated pay-per-view and sold out arenas with Golden Boy Promotions, their partnership fell apart into a sour public conflict characterized by litigation, betrayal charges, and an ego struggle over wealth and influence.
Because he's mad because I leave Golden Boy. I'm the golden. I'm the diamond in Golden Boy. Golden Boy is not the same without me. That's why he's angry. I have the proof. I have proofs. I put my lawyers in, and he tried to steal money. I have proof. I don't want to do anything against that kind of guy. I don't want that vibe. I don't really give a shit about Oscar. But if he says something here in my territory, I need to say something, right?
De La Hoya, who feels devalued and abandoned, accuses Canelo of participating in a hostile takeover that destroyed his business. But Canelo maintains he was treated disrespectfully and held back.
I've seen some stuff with the whole Oscar De La Hoya thing.
I'm glad to go away with him. Yeah, he's fucking good.
We're really good friends with Dana White, and he doesn't like Oscar De La Hoya too. I said.
Oscar De La Hoya has announced he's coming out of retirement to box again.
Cocaine isn't cheap.
I think nobody.
Because he's a vacuum, right?
Every time he's in problems, he don't have any fighters left. Ryan Garcia, because he signed with him. Now Ryan Garcia, I think he's in a problem with him. That's why nobody wants to be with him, because he's no lawyer.
Prime for prime, who wins, you or De La Hoya?
Huh?
Prime for prime, who wins, you or De La Hoya?
Easy. My pocket is easy money.
What started out as a historic cooperation has now devolved into a personal grudge, with De La Hoya using his new weapon, David Benavidez, to exact the ultimate retribution. Many people think that the boogeyman of the weight class is a fighter who lurks in the super middleweight level. The Mexican Monster was the nickname given to David Benavidez. He is without a doubt the top candidate, a tenacious pressure fighter with tremendous strength and a terrifying size.
No, I'm not scared of nobody. I'm the youngest guy, 3-time world champion, 168 division. I'll put my belts against anybody, and I guarantee you I'll knock everybody out.
I think Oscar had a lot to get off of his chest. He finally had the platform to do it. This is the first press conference he's had with, not first, but as a fighter fighting Canelo. So I feel he's entitled to say whatever he wants to say. Everybody says what they want about him, so why can't he speak his mind?
How about this? Prime Canelo, prime Oscar. Who do you think wins that fight?
Oscar all day. Prime Oscar beats everybody.
Fans and commentators have been anticipating a fight between Canelo and Benz for years. Many people think this fight would be Canelo's hardest test to date. Oscar De La Hoya saw a chance and launched his public campaign.
So it turns out I'm not the only one who thinks Canelo is an arrogant piece of shit. Turki Al-Sheikh recently revealed that Canelo refused to meet with him in person and isn't entertaining any deals to be done with him. Why? Because he's outpriced himself so much that the Saudis don't even want to deal with him. And it's all because he will do anything not to fight David Benavidez. Look, Turkey is trying to make the best fights that everybody wants to see. And Canelo continues to take the fights that nobody wants to see. Canelo, you're really making the wrong enemies. But you know what?
He wasn't merely advocating for Canelo to engage in combat. At 168 pounds, He was accusing him of deliberately avoiding the most dangerous individual. When the boxing community demanded the fight, De La Hoya started attacking the public. Attacks by De La Hoya increased in frequency and intensity. He presented his case against Canelo in a string of startling interviews and social media posts. Canelo will never fight Benavidez, he declared bluntly, not because of money, but because Benavidez is just too young and skilled.
Why can you not give us Canelo Benavidez? Why? Canelo, why? I do not understand it. You're demanding $200 million? Like, come on, dude. Basically, Canelo doesn't want to give us the good fights. Imagine if Canelo and Benavidez gets made. That's the Super Bowl of boxing. Boxing is on the rise. Canelo, don't screw it up for us. I thought I would never say this, but Canelo's scared. Literally, I thought I would, as a fighter, I know fighters are not scared. But wow, we've been begging Canelo. Please, Canelo, please. We want this fight. It's all ego. It's all just being arrogant. You know, come on, just get paid. It's gonna be the biggest payday of your career anyway. Not just what you're asking, but man, we need this fight. Boxing needs this fight.
The assertion implied that the pound-for-pound king was terrified of a younger, more ravenous lion, which was a clear jab at Canelo's self-confidence. Then, De La Hoya made his most astonishing forecast. Canelo is aware that he will be rendered unconscious by David Benavidez. He didn't stop there, though. He revealed what he says is Canelo's covert fight avoidance tactic. He priced himself out by requesting an unachievable $150 to $200 million. It was referred to as a classic move by De La Hoya. Boxing 101. A strategy to act as though you desire a fight that you don't want to engage in.
Yeah, that's just another way to say I don't want to fight him. That's the bottom line. That's basically it. I don't want to fight him. So you throw out a number. I mean, it's classic from Boxing 101. You don't want to fight somebody, just outbid yourself, outprice yourself.
I don't think it's fair.
Then we're not going to see the fight. And I want to see the fight.
Benavidez would be a threat for anybody. I love his style. I love his mentality. Straightforward. You know, he's a great fighter. I wouldn't take that route. Canelo should take a different route. I think.
The conflict surrounding the Benavidez fight is not isolated. It is driven by a history of contentious negotiations and tough ball strategies at the highest levels of the sport. Ryan Garcia, one of De La Hoya's own top boxers, is a recent and shocking example.
Hall of Fame boxer, Oscar De La Hoya. First of all, thank you so much for the interview. What do you make of the rehydration clause? This is news to me. I knew there was a catch weight, but there's a rehydration clause. Is there any concern for you as far as that for your fighter?
No concern whatsoever. Both fighters are professionals. Both fighters have been waiting for this fight for a long time, and so the fact that they've already been training, the weight is down on Ryan Garcia, on Tank Davis. They're professionals, so there's no issue whatsoever. It's sometimes standard to have some kind of clause like that in a contract, but we strongly feel that both fighters will have no issues whatsoever.
According to De La Hoya, Garcia's opponent, Gervonta Tank Davis, insisted on rehydration conditions during the fight, which significantly reduced Garcia's ability to regain weight following the official weigh-in. De La Hoya has openly expressed his belief that these requests were made in order to exhaust his fighter and leave him vulnerable on battle night.
You know, when Tank Davis and his team drained Ryan and had all those rehydration clauses, and he could only gain so much weight during fight day, it takes a toll on your body, and it doesn't make it fair for anybody.
Whoever makes the first mistake, is obviously gonna get the short end of the stick. But I see both Ryan and Tank want each other so bad. I think styles are gonna go out the window and they're gonna clash. That's all I see. How do you look to you based on this last performance? I have to give Ryan the advantage. Not just because of the golden boy, but Tank's a beast. He is. I remember a long time ago I said, man, fight Tank. Not just yet. Tank is a beast. I remember saying that at the StubHub. Yeah, when somebody asked me, and I said, you know what, this guy's a beast. So, but now I have to give Ryan the advantage because Ryan's a fighter who fights tall and throws that snap jab with the right hand, that check hook. And if he catches Tank coming in, it's sayonara. It's goodbye. It's good night.
Did you see that in troubling?
De La Hoya now sees Canelo's alleged $200 million demand for the Ben's fight through a lens of intense suspicion after witnessing what he believed to be unfair strategic manipulation used against one of his best talents. He sees it not as a reasonable negotiating figure, but rather as another traditional boxing 101 tactic meant to put up an impassable barrier to a risky fight.
Dimitri Bivol got his idea of what he thinks that fight's worth, and obviously this is just standard procedure, and we'll see where we get to with it. I mean, I think his priority is to fight Dimitri Bivol. Yeah. I'm not part of the offers made to Canelo about Benavidez. Didn't sound like a lot of money to me for a fight of that magnitude, but that's over to Eddie Reynoso and Canelo.
The attacks went beyond just questioning his heart. They targeted his skills.
Okay, breakdown. Canelo, Charlo next week. Should be a good fight. So Canelo, obviously he's very flat-footed, heavy inside the ring. He literally walks like he has quicksand on his feet. But I think that if he throws those big bombs on Charlo's arms, obviously during the rounds his arms will come down, and in the later rounds Canelo will chop him down and eventually maybe stop him. But if Charlo keeps his jab, double, triple, double, up, down, and throws combinations and moves and stays this distance, he can give Canelo a lot of trouble, just like Bivol. He was throwing punches, coming back out. Throwing punches, coming back out. Keep your distance, use your jab, boom. Should be an easy win for Canelo, or should be a masterful performance by Charlo.
He even implied that Canelo's primary flaw is that he becomes irritated when he is unable to hit opponents with greater skill.
Get a new trainer. I can't advise him on retiring or staying in boxing. That's a very personal decision. But I can say, hey, get a new trainer. You'll do better. A new trainer will teach you different tricks. Will imagine him getting one of the best trainers out there in the world, like a Ronnie Shields, who's gonna teach you footwork, who's gonna teach you speed and movement and not be so heavy on your feet. So imagine with his power and with his reflexes, he still has a chance to fight several more fights with the elites, but he needs a new trainer. Floyd, for me, is the best trainer I've ever had in my life. He would revitalize his style. He would make him a new fighter. That's how great Floyd is.
He then asked bluntly, Canelo, why do you hate me so much? In an attempt to make the charge as personal as possible. Is it because you declined to battle David Benz while I defeated every opponent? Is that because people will always think of you as a duck?
He was feeling and thinking. It's called frustration. You know? When you're facing a Floyd, he got frustrated. When he faced Bivol, he got frustrated, tried to lift him up and body slam him in the ring. When he got hit by Crawford and he took that deep breath, he was frustrated. Don't get me wrong, Canelo facing the right opponent that's going to stay in front of him, that's going to fight, that's going to make it a brawl, Canelo knocks him out. So I'm not saying Canelo's shot or done. No, it's far from it. It's all on the matchmaking. It's all who you put in front of him. It's all about squeezing those last dollars from the fans, Canelo. You want to squeeze the fans. Come on, take it easy on the fans.
De La Hoya shows his perplexity each time Canelo names a new opponent by saying,
And Canelo just can't help himself when it comes to being an ungrateful, jealous asshole.
I'll bring up a name, Oscar De La Hoya.
No, don't bring that motherfucker dumb bitch.
Canelo,
Why do you hate me so much?
Bruh.
Is it because I fought all challengers and you refuse to fight David Benavidez? Is it because the public will always remember you as a duck?
He claims that Canelo can still win the fight by referring to it as a great fight and a pick-them fight, which, in his opinion, calls into doubt the avoidance even more. He has asserted that rather than creating a genuine legacy, Canelo's current matchmaking is just about extracting the last few dollars from the fans. Even so, De La Hoya fervently defends hiring a new trainer to boost Canelo's career, pointing to renowned fighters like Floyd Mayweather Sr. or Ronnie Shields to correct apparent deficiencies in movement and technique. A voice that was conflicting came out. Self-defense by Ronnie Shields. A sharply contrasting viewpoint was provided by one of the trainers. De La Hoya specifically mentioned, stating unequivocally that Canelo's time is running out and that he should stop and say enough is enough. Shields rejected the idea that a new trainer could go back in time, claiming that Canelo has a lot of miles on his tank and has nothing to show.
Sido muy respetuosos con él, con su carrera, con todo lo que ha hecho y la verdad que bueno, yo pienso que él prefirió darnos la oportunidad a nosotros quedársela a Benavidez hablando cosas malas de él.
My man Turkey Al Sheikh is making sure that real boxing is on its way back, and he's standing on making the best fights happen, which is why Canelo doesn't like him, because he's demanding everybody to fight the very best.
People want to see the big fights. They want to see the big fights. They want to see Benavidez. That's it. They want to see, you know, to a certain extent, they want to see Crawford. Canelo, the big mega events. So, especially towards the end of your career.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the fourth quarter of Canelo's career, so might as well give us the big fights. But look, it's his career, it's his choices. 10, 15 years from now, are we gonna say you ducked Benavidez or you gave us a great fight with Benavidez? That's the question. I think it'll be a great fight. I think it's a pick 'em fight. So that's why I don't understand why not fight. Fight the very best. That's it. Because he's at the elite. He's the top. So might as well fight the top. Fight the very best. Whoever they put in front of you. That's what legends do.
Canelo's future is further clouded by this divergent expert view, which raises doubts about whether a coaching change or perhaps a confrontation with Benz is in the best interests of the aging champion. At the press conference for Canelo's bout with Jaime Munguia, the tension finally broke out. In front of the global press, De La Hoya was there to advertise his boxer. After grabbing the podium, Munguia went straight after Canelo. Furious, Canelo got up from his chair and rushed in the direction of his former promoter, hurling a barrage of taunts and threats. Before being separated, the two men were inches apart and prepared to fight. It exposed their blatant animosity toward one another.
Y para este imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo de Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi nombre. Nunca perdí un solo centavo, sino más ganó dinero. ¿Ya le pagaste a Golovkin lo que le quería robar? Sí, muy bien, porque sí, también, pero si no hubiera metido a mis abogados me lo robas. Es lo único que hace este hombre es ser una lacra del boxeo, robarle a los boxeadores. Para el que esté con él, meta por favor ahí a sus abogados porque seguramente les está robando. Es lo único que viene a hacer al boxeo. Y a lo único que viene es a robarle la atención a Jaime Munguia. No viene a promoverlo.
De La Hoya quickly retaliated on social media, sharing a video in which he labeled Canelo a resentful, envious jerk and dealt him a final humiliating blow.